Steven, our next panelist. Okay,
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. I'm Hery Liandro from Weefer, the preferred partner of Revamping Indonesia. So it's my honor today to be on the stage with the panelists to talk about reshaping new customer experience in financial services, preparing the new customer journey. Okay, so today we will talk about how does the CX change during this pandemic era, and also how do we cope with the changes. Yeah. Let me introduce my panelists. So first of all, we have Steven Purnama from PFI MegaLife. Okay, so maybe Steven, you can introduce about yourself.
Hello. Okay, my name is Steven Purnama. So currently I'm a VP of Digital at PFI MegaLife. So I'm experienced on CX since I joined Home Credit, the Sheldon actually work now. So it's been like 6 years. So what I implement a lot basically measuring the customer experience using the NPS and also the CSI, and drive the company to have more digital initiative and then getting a better customer experience result. Yeah, I think this.
Okay, thank you, Steven. And the next we have, I think, the most beautiful panelist we have here on the stage is Nita Aji from DBS Indonesia. Please, Nita.
Yeah, I think I already gonna fix the. Yeah! Just kidding. So, hi everyone, my name is Nita Aji. I'm the head of customer experience at DBS Indonesia. So, beside of my workday life in DBS Indonesia, I also develop students of Mandarin and functional behavior. So, right now I'm still trying to finish my dissertation on functional behavior. So, wish me good luck too. And I think that's it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So, last but not least, the panelist we have is Sheldon Chuan from Home Credit Indonesia. Please, a brief introduction about yourself.
Thank you, Hery. Hello, everyone. Good to be here. My name is Sheldon Chuan. I head up the marketing digital team for Home Credit Indonesia. In my past lives, I've built websites and apps. I've had to monetize them and I've had to optimize them. So it's all about really building and optimizing really everything's for the customer.
Okay, thank you, Sheldon. So let me start the discussion for today. So I think the first question I have is for Nita. So how do you think the customer journey in financial services have changed during this digital native era, especially after the pandemic?
Yeah, it's also on my dissertation because I used to see the before pandemic of Indonesian customer want to go to, for example, a bank to bring and mortar branches. But then after the pandemic, we already moved to digital era because everyone don't need to go back and forth to the branch to have or to transfer money. Then we can do it by handphone or the digital way. So I think pandemic is helping us also because transforming Indonesian customer from the conventional one to digital one is very hard. Until now, we still find it very hard to move all of Indonesian people to use digital. So for example, Indonesian customer, maybe they don't read email as much as, for example, one email per week. And then for us in the bank, then we have to inform all the things through email. It's hard for us because they always know information from bank if they come to a customer service in the brick and mortar branch. So I think pandemic right now, customer journey is always digital. Because for example, like in e-commerce, maybe back then if you want to buy nasi goreng, then you have to go to abang-abang and then buy nasi goreng. But then like right now, just use e-commerce, Gojek apps. Then you just wait nicely at home, and then your nasi goreng will arrive. So customer journey right now is more. They expect more if we compare it to before pandemic. And after pandemic, they expect more about the instant. Everything should be instant. That's why we as a bank, like a highly regulated, it's kind of hard because if you want to, for example, if you before that, if you want to transfer cash, then if you go to banks and then the bank will say, wait, you have to fill in the form, you have to give us the documentation, you have to give us your KTP and etc. But then from the customer side, they really need to transfer quickly as they can because those kind of differences right now we still facing them. So I think customer journey in digital native right now is the pandemic really helping us to do all by digital.
And I'd like to add to that as well, actually. I don't think it's just a customer journey that has improved. It's journeys and experience for lots of other people. Nita talked about driving project drivers, right? I don't know if anyone's from driving project, but the app for the drivers themselves is equally as important. The experience for the drivers to be able to deliver Nita's food. Another example is DBS, my fellow delegates, is very strong in the API ecosystem, and their focus on developer experience is also very strong to be able to do integration within the financial, in this case, ecosystem. So I think it's the start of almost going to experience everything. Consumers, merchants, drivers, developers, you name it. All aspects of the ecosystem must be treated as well as it should be.
Yeah, so I think during this digital native era, people expect we are using omni-channel to reach out to the customers, and also using mobile first. So because if we are talking about millennials and even the older generation, they are comfortable with the mobile phones. So they like to like open the apps or maybe browsing from the mobile phones itself. So moving to mobile first application or maybe mobile first approach is I think is one of the important things for now in the customer journey.
Yeah, it's like sekarang tuh lebih mending ketinggalan dompet daripada ketinggalan handphone, right? So everything in your handphone, then if your battery is almost die, and then you will suddenly panic to find, like charger. Jadi kayak it changed a lot. Jadi itu merekasikan sehari-hari kita di digital life.
One of the funny experience that there's one time I ran out of my phone battery and I cannot add free the more because I cannot scan the battery. Yeah. Okay. So I think the next one is it is said that digital journeys help to increase the amount and accuracy of customer data, which can be used for analytics and better decision making. So Sheldon, have you experienced this in your organization, and do you have any example that what of the initiative of the collected data can be used for digital journeys?
Yeah, sure. I think lots of delegates probably would care about onboarding and acquiring customers. So our onboarding journey on our home credit app requires a lot of inputs from our customers. We make sure we make it as easy as possible for customers to give us their data, right? Be it their they pay, take a picture of a selfie, right? And make it as easy as possible for them to give it to us so that we can give them a better decision. Right? One example is we ask for them to give us either their friends or family's details. Yes, it's going to be good for us to be able to tell whether if I'm good credit score or whatnot, but we actually use that data as well, what we call as a social score. The people that they put in, they trust to give the info helps us with their underwriting decision. And if you have better contacts, I think you're probably a safer person for us to guide.
Okay, yeah, it's a good example of how we use the data that we have to prepare and then bring something more useful to our customers. So it's more personalized. It's true. And talking about that, so Steven, what role do you play in your capacity as a CX leader in organization?
At the initial phase, actually, I become an initiator. So I think as a CX leader, we need to have initiate the digitalization. So what I do is actually we conduct some surveys and also the FGDs and including the CSI. So we know what kind customer needs that we need to build to transform our process from the conventional process into the digital process. And then after the second phase is transforming phase, I'm becoming the more supervised and also it's like monitoring and then what kind of the execution and then the reconfirming the execution is already with the customer experience goal. I think like that.
Okay, so actually, I also want to hear from Nita as well. So, what is your role as a CX leader in your organization? Would you like to share more with the attendees today?
Yeah, sure. Because I'm the head of customer experience from the consumer banking group, so mostly I used to meet all the retail customer, including the mass market, emerging affluent, and also the affluent customer, or we call that treasures, or in bahasa Indonesia nasabah loyal customer. So my role is actually really want to make, because our organization is customer obsessed organization, so we want to make all of our colleagues believe that we have to always think of our customers in our mind. So I have to make sure that if we come up with something, for example, like we design the customer journey, and then I have to make sure that Titin as my business partner will understand that this is what customers need. And then she will say, no, from the business part, it's like, I already, I will give all the effort, I will give all the money, but then what will you give me as a result? And I have to make sure that everyone in our place understand that, yeah, we don't have to fulfill all the customer needs because we also want to have Chuan, but yeah. But yeah, it is really hard for me also as the sales leader to make sure that we are a customer obsessed organization. We have to listen to our customer, but then on the different side, we also want to have business. So yeah, a lot of things happen.
As a CX leader, we need to understand our customer well, and we need to do some A/B testing on our approach to customer, because customer behaviors keep changing. And yeah, it's really important that we must make sure that they have a wonderful journey from start, and we can do some upselling, cross-selling for our products as well.
Yeah. For example, if I give the insight like to credit card team, like, hey, your sentiment is already increasing, negative sentiment. So it's all about the credit fees, for example. But then like Indonesian customer really don't want to pay something, right? We want all free, right? But then as a business side, you cannot have all free because like not everything is free. So that's why when we talk to the business partner, for example, for CC, then we talk to them that, hey, remember your customer already give a negative sentiment, a lot of negative sentiment about the fees and charges. Then we have to make sure we give the actionable, things, we, for example, like we just tell our customer that if you pay for annual fee for 1 million, then you will have 1.5 million of benefits. So that's how we talk to our business partner about how like share your customer insights. It's really hard to always fulfill your customer needs.
Okay, so how about you, Sheldon? Would you like to share more about your experience doing the CX leadership doing in your organization?
Yeah, I'll share two examples. So the first one is over the last 2 years in home credit because of COVID, we've got 9,000 folks all around Indonesia, 8,000 in the front line, right? Salespeople, collections, telephony. We got 1,000 in the back office, the corporate office, and the back office. Admittedly, we kind of lost our way where our back office and corporate office folks did not really reach out to their customers as frequently or if at all. It was like every quarter, every 6 months. So what we've had to revive, ever since every kind of reduced that a little bit, right, is actually just talk to customers, visit our shops, visit our salespeople, hang out with our collections team, just to get insights of how our frontline colleagues are doing, but also how our customers are doing. I went on a field collections day about 3 Fridays ago, where I was on the back of a motor. One of my colleagues drove me around in about Bagusan for like 3 hours. My back hurt being in the motor because I'm quite old, but it was really humbling. We visited 5 customers' houses. 2 of them were in, so it was a bit of a waste of time. But 3, we actually went out, sat on the floor, and talked to our customers. And this is a collections conversation. It's a really hard conversation. But it was so humbling to hear what the customers are going through. Sometimes we take it with a pinch of salt. Sometimes it's a true story. And we have to balance. We've had to balance that conversation. It's not all collections agents are crooks, put it that way. They're not. They're really colleagues who are trying to do their job and trying to take care of customers. But basically, that getting in touch, investing time in actually being with your frontline, being with your customers is so important. So we've revived that this year. And I think that's really good. And we've had to make the whole organization be part of that. It cannot just be the management team, it cannot just be the CX team, it's everyone. So we force everyone to do that. The second example is actually before I joined Home Credit, I was in Barclays Bank in the UK. We closed a lot of branches because we want to digitize and so on and so forth. When we did a lot of surveys, when we talked to a lot of customers, what we found out is sometimes, and I think one of the kind of fireside chat 2 hours ago was talking about this offline debt. Offline is definitely not debt. A lot of the Barclays Bank customers wanted to be in a branch, not to do the transaction, because that's easy to do the transaction anywhere, but it's actually about not only the conversation with your branch manager, that's easy as well, but actually the sense of community. Because the shopkeeper, the SME, or the retail client who's part of that village usually knows the people when they're there and have coffee or a bag and have lunch or something. So that the community center of the branches was actually really, really important. So what we had to make sure is we protected certain branches where we know the community, let's say club was really important. And we wouldn't know that until we talked to customers.
It's one of the interesting part is we should reach out our customer, listen to our customer more, so that we can know more about our customer behavior. Yeah. So, Steven, I would like to know what are the challenges you are facing when you're driving the CX transformation, and how do you manage the challenges?
So I think the first or the biggest challenges is developing a company with customer-centric concept. So how to overcome with that? Actually, as a CX leader, I create a session to all of the customers. We show all the customers what is the customer experience and how is the importance of the customer experience, and give them the the mindset, how to design and how to think to get the best customer journey, and how to design customer journey to get the best customer experience. And then I also put some activity to put their self into like himself as a customer. So they need to understand what is the customer want, what is the pain point of the customers, and then what kind of behaviors of the customers. So with this all of the station, and then after I brainwash actually tujuh otaknya orang lain yang baru, mereka itu kita bisa apa ya, mereka itu bisa membuat satu decision yang which is they know how to act like a customer and then how to think as a customer, and then they can design the best journey for the customer for that department. So I think that's my biggest gap.
Okay, so Sheldon, are you also facing the same challenge that Steven facing? How do you overcome it?
Yeah, we were just talking about an hour ago with Steven, who was in HomePet as well. The CX team in HomePet is considered as an agitator, right? And a piss off everyone. Because they are the champions of the customers. They monitor all the metrics of the customers, right? The complaints, the NPS scores, and whatnot. And they're the guardians of these metrics. But then they have to talk to all other teams to be able to do something about it. And doing something about it is a challenge. Oh, NPS went down from 70 to 50 in the last year. We think it's a operations problem, or branch problem, or sales problem. You actually have to convince that team to actually do something about it. Right? So it depends on the organization how CX is organized. For us, it is a monitoring and a governance function, but it's also about a negotiation with the other teams to be able to actually do something about it. Again, it can be I think it's different, Nita. You control everything, don't you? In DBS?
Yeah, because like for CX in DBS, it's more like how my team are researchers. So basically, they know exactly what customers want, right? Like you said before, but when we face with our colleagues, then it's really hard to make them understand more about customers. So we have these 4 phases like the discover, the define, develop, and deliver. So we hope these 4 phases where CX team is all around that. So for discover part, I have half of my teams are researcher, and then the define team is more like they have skill of human-centered design, because it's all about human. Right? For example, like UX also about human. When you want to transfer something with your mobile phone, then it's only with one hand, right? You cannot. Maybe there are a lot of people here using only one hand. So you must understand first human in this part when you want to define what you discover from the customer. And then from the develop part is most interesting because we have to meet our colleagues and then explain to them what our customers want, what the insight. And there are a lot of data right on that. So how we transfer or make those data becoming insights and become action. That's maybe one point like Sheldon said. And then the deliver part is just like, hey, we want to deliver. Is our customer understand what's the the unique selling point of this product or service that we want to launch? So basically, all of those 40 are on the CX, including not only the design part but also the deliver part, the measurement, all of those metrics. We have all of those metrics, but then what? Like something like that.
We need to improve our brand image as well. So back again to understand the customer behavior. So it's a true research, right? Because it's a number based to know which are the the most effective way of reaching out and bringing up the best experience to our customer. So, back to Nita. So, what is, in your experience, improve the chances of success implementation of digital initiative targeted towards CX transformation? Do you have any example, and how do you observe the impact that what have you done?
So we recently launched, maybe last year we launched digital credit card. So it happens maybe 2 years before or back on 2019, we do all the 4D phases. Then we discover when, like for us, it's more on the moment in time, right? When you went to, for example, like grocery stores and then you found that there are for example, like you will get 20% of discount if you have this card. And then on those moments, you don't have, let's say, a credit card. Then we discovered that, that's why we built some digital credit card, so it will fulfill your needs in the moment of the. Kalau yang dulu kan, kalau mau apply credit card, you have to fill a lot of form and then you will wait maybe another 2-3 weeks until you get the physical card. But then we make the journey only for 60 seconds, you will get an approval for CC. So for example, like you fill all the personal information and then for about 6 seconds you will get approval and then you will know the limit of your CC. And then instantly you can use your digital CC if you want to buy something. So basically, it's in the moment we want to make sure that our customer sesuai dengan tagline DBS, like live more by us. We want them to live more and do not much think about the financial things. So dari situ memang salah satu keberhasilan kita adalah tadi you don't have to wait until 3 or 4 weeks waiting for your physical CC, but then in instant, just a click, you will get your digital CC, and then you will suddenly automatically lakukan transaksi dimanapun dan kapanpun. Jadi kalau lagi antri di Starbucks, for example, terus ada diskon, you will get discount 50% dari Digibank kartu kredit. Itu nggak perlu lagi menunggu lama karena sambil di antrian bisa langsung apply dan langsung bisa gunakan. So it's kind of kita juga nggak menemukan ini dari sekedar pengen punya digital, but we discover that our customer really need that because of we are Indonesian people, kita semua juga suka sekali dengan promo. Tetapi banyak banget momen-momen yang mungkin gak akan tercapai kalau kita melalui yang seperti dulu ya. Always do the yang offline. Jadi itu kan salah satu keberhasilan dari kita melihat kebutuhan customer, expectation mereka, and then we look at the insights dan menjadikan satu produk yang kita lakukan. So I think itu yang quite consistent to us.
Now it's really easy, right? So we just need to apply on either on the web or apps, and we need to upload, maybe take some selfie photos and everything, and it's already there. And also the promotion and also maybe the statements, all is in our hands. It's easy, and I think it's more convenience for the customer as well.
Because we are instant generations, right? Like your product also, right?
Right. So, okay, so thank you all for sharing your thoughts. Maybe we can take a few minutes and hear questions from our audience here. So, if you have questions, maybe you can raise your hand and ask our panelists here. Okay, I think no question here.
Mungkin masih malu-malu.
Yeah.
Bisa pakai bahasa Indonesia juga.
Oke, bahasa
Lalu
Indonesia.
atau apa?
Iya, atau mungkin udah jam makan siang juga ya. Okay, so I think no question from our audience here. So I think that wraps up our session today. It's a good session that all of you sharing how you do the digital transformation and how you create a new journey for our customer experience. So maybe before I wrap up this session, do you have anything to add? Maybe from Steven or Sheldon?
Just one thing, digital transformation, start with the customer and make your legal and compliance team your best friend.
Okay, that's really nice. Okay, so I think that's all for our session today. Thank you, panelists, for sharing. And thank you also for the audience.
All right, thank you very much. As I said, Nita, thank you very much for your presence once again. Today was another insightful.